Hiring an employee in your own country is relatively straightforward. You know the local labor laws, you understand the tax codes, and you're familiar with the cultural expectations of the workplace. But what happens when you decide to hire someone in another country? Suddenly, the map changes, and you're entering a landscape of unfamiliar regulations and high stakes. Suddenly, you're dealing with different labor laws, tax rules, employment contracts, benefits requirements, and payroll systems that operate on entirely different cycles. This is what companies refer to as global hiring compliance. It is the complex framework of following every legal and regulatory requirement when employing workers across international borders. At its core, global hiring compliance means ensuring your company adheres to every local law where your employees reside, not just where your company is headquartered. This typically includes understanding localized labor laws, managing foreign payroll taxes, and drafting employment contracts that stand up in local courts. It also covers mandatory benefits requirements, which can include anything from health insurance to housing allowances, and strict data protection laws like GDPR. Crucially, it involves worker classification rules, deciding if someone is truly an employee or if they can legally operate as an independent contractor in their own country. The challenge is that these requirements vary significantly from country to country. What is standard in the UK could be a major legal oversight in Brazil or Singapore. What works in your home office might be a major legal violation just across the border. Local context is everything when building a global team. One reason global hiring compliance is so complex is that employment laws are territorial. They apply where the work is physically performed by the employee. Even if your company is located in the US, if you hire someone in France, you must comply with French labor regulations from day one. For example, many European and Latin American countries have strict mandatory vacation requirements that far exceed what many US companies are used to. Termination protections and severance rules are also highly localized, often requiring specific notice periods, administrative filings, or mandatory payments. Payroll tax obligations and Social Security contributions must be met in the employee's jurisdiction to avoid heavy fines and potential legal action from local authorities. Non-compliance isn't just a headache. It can lead to massive back tax bills, expensive lawsuits, and your company being barred from operating in that region. Companies typically hire internationally using one of three models. The first is direct employment through a local entity you have established yourself. This gives you maximum control, but requires significant time, legal resources, and capital to set up and maintain legal branches in every new country. The second model is using an employer of record, or EOR. This is often the most efficient choice for companies looking to scale quickly without borders. An EOR provider becomes the legal employer, managing all payroll, benefits, and local compliance while you manage the daily work. The third model involves hiring independent contractors. In this scenario, workers operate as self-employed service providers rather than employees. While simpler, this model carries the highest risk of worker misclassification. Governments are increasingly cracking down on companies that use this to avoid taxes. Each approach comes with different levels of compliance responsibility, administrative burden, and legal risk. Making the right choice early is vital for growth. Why is compliance more important now than ever? Governments worldwide are aggressively increasing enforcement of employment and tax regulations. Tax authorities are particularly focused on contractor misclassification and ensuring that every dollar of payroll tax is accounted for correctly. Worker protections are also a top priority, with new laws ensuring that remote employees receive the same rights and safety standards as on-site workers. As the remote work revolution continues to expand, companies are paying much closer attention to the legal foundations of their international teams. Beyond simple payroll, compliance also means protecting your intellectual property. Laws regarding IP ownership vary by country and must be handled in contracts. Standardizing your contracts isn't enough. You must localize them to reflect the specific statutes and mandatory language of each specific jurisdiction. Think about regional benefits, like 13th month salary payments in the Philippines or mandatory Christmas bonuses in parts of Europe and Latin America. Because of this extreme complexity, we always recommend consulting with an international hiring partner or an EOR expert before making your first global hire. An expert partner ensures you mitigate risks while providing you the peace of mind to focus on what you do best, scaling your business. If you want to learn how world-class companies are building teams without borders, you are exactly where you need to be. Subscribe and like our videos to follow the Global Hiring Guide series and stay ahead of the curve in international business. At Global Hiring Guide, our mission is to simplify international compliance so you can hire the very best talent no matter where they are. If this video has helped you in your current activities, please share it with your professional network. It helps us bring more quality content to you. We've got much more to explore together as we demystify the world of international employment and global business expansion. Thank you for watching, and we will see you in our next video. Building your dream team has never been easier. Goodbye for now.